The solar panel will never charge you that. It's just a cheap panel, but they make it sound like it's a good panel. So whenever you're doing your research, that's why I love your research, but if you're researching solar, maybe try to find a panel manufacturer. Most of them are overseas, some of our stuff is. But definitely find out the warranty and the output of the panel. I'm going to talk about the output and how it equates to a solar panel. So that's key for any solar panel. If they can't tell you, you probably don't want to probably use the cheap solar panel. It's a trick or treat. What are the two types of solar panels? Okay. You got the third part. Yeah, but that's really all you have to know on the technical side of solar panels. So the most popular solar panel in the market is a rigid mounted solar panel. It's the most efficient panel out there. We make rigid, we make flex, and we make portable. So many years ago, there was actually Airstream that came to us and said, can you make a solar panel that will steadily look good at a curved roof, thermocouple on wheels? So we developed a flex panel. And they're great to contour to an Airstream, a teardrop. You can, we have people that buy these, we have manufacturers that install these. You can lay them on the roof. One good thing with this, on the roof you walk, it's not going to affect the panel. This panel, if you compare this to another panel, I actually walked on this panel, this is what happened. It shattered all of the silicone wafer filaments in the solar panel. Hopefully you guys can get to hear this. That's the silicone wafers cracking. Once they start to crack, your solar panel's not good. So you can only put these into about a 35-degree radius before they'll start. So the problem with flex panels is they're less efficient. They're about 30% less efficient than rigid. They cost more money to manufacture and less warranty. When you look how thin that panel is, I'm going to leave it up here if anybody wants to have a look at it at any point in time. So they work. So we now have what's called an obsidian panel. It's a rigid mounting panel which half the thickness of this. So aesthetically, it looks a little bit better on a curved roof trailer. It'll work, no problem at all. But what you're doing on curved roof trailers is the brackets you're mounting, and what you're raising, you're altering the brackets to make it sit along the roof line, and it's just simple. And then, of course, portables. So we have three different sizes of portable panels. I bought a 90 watt that really doesn't sell. It's our best seller by any means. It's just too small. This is 130 watt, and then we have a bigger one, so 200 watt, and we have one back here. All of our portable solar panels have a charge control module in the back. And we complement what a charge control module does with a solar panel. So this is designed where the arms are back to basically sit on whatever angle you want to collect the sun. Okay? If you want to lay it flat, because that's where the sun is coming, you can. So all of our portable kits come with a 12-foot extension cord that plugs into the back and then runs up towards the battery or the solar on the side for it. You do have an optional 30-foot extension cord. So people, if they get to a campsite that says it's a non-service site, I don't know what you guys do. When I get a site, I want to park my RV in the shade. Otherwise, you've got to keep blocks in the sun. So if you're an off-grid site and you have solar, you back into the shade of the site, what happens? The solar panel isn't effective because it doesn't have no sun. So people will buy portable, or they'll just use a portable, they'll put that in front of the RV, behind the RV, wherever the sun is, and they'll just chase the sun. When the sun goes down, they collapse it, put it away, and bring it back. So we have extension cords for that. You can, some people will take this and they'll just put these two terminals on their battery, positive and negative. They'll keep this all pulled up inside the battery box. get to the site, pull it up, plug it into the portable solar panel, charge your battery. You have solar on the side, don't you? Yeah. So some RVs have, from the factory, called solar on the side. And I'm going to talk about pre-wiring or pre-prep on units. There's another couple. You folks, yes, you still have over 3 years. I'm going to talk about how units are pre-prepped for solar. We also include just a couple of alligator clips. So we've got people who charge their boat on the dock, tractor on the field, plastic car, or if you just want to go back straight onto the back of your car. So we do that with this as well. It has solar on the side. So solar on the side, a little side port that looks like this. It's just going to be in one of the front corners of the RV. It's called an SAE port. Inside there is just 2 terminals, positive and negative. If you guys want me to pass anything around, let me know. So we include the SAE port with our kits. So basically, this is the extension cord, go out the solar on the side, plug it in. On the other side is the 2 wires, positive and negative, go to your battery. That completes your battery. Yeah. There's a few out there, I mentioned the ZIP or Furion, you will call it XLR, solar on the side, we include that in the kits as well. It's not real common, but there's a few out there, so we just include everything with our kits to make it easier for someone to connect a portable solar panel to the battery, solar on the side directly to the battery. Yeah, your charger module will tell you. Yeah, your charger module will tell you. I'm using the data that are short, not upside down. It will tell you what output the panel is, and the battery voltage as well.
There's panels, any kind of obviously for lack of dedication about over the years. Say they're 25 years. We've always built in a
10 years, 25 years, full power output. They start to degrade for whatever reason, for that time period, you just replace it. There's no prohibition on the solar panel at all. Our glass panel, rigid panel, we've actually done testing on that. We use a lead ball bearing at the. Yeah.
Once you're open, do they need to be protected, but would you put the towers and stuff on the trailer?
Personal preference. If I store my RV inside in the winter, and if I don't cover my whole RV, I will cover my store. I would cover my store. So people ask, why don't you get covered? So that's something we look into. And solar panels, there's no rocket science to this. If you know they are, you know how we do it. So if they are mounted up on, and I think that big old fifth wheel out there, you can see, I can see 2 panels pointing this way. Just a wet rag, soap and water, clean water. There's no special cleaner for a solar panel. But you have to go, and depending on the climate you're in, you have to look on the roof, because you know there's a lot of dirt or debris or what have you. You might want to go out and check your solar panels to clean it off.
How bright does the sun have to be for it to hold that?
What's that?
How bright does the sun have to be?
So a solar panel on an overcast cloudy day with good shade, but it'll knock it down to maybe 50% power coming from the panel to your battery. The more sun, the more power. If you happen to get tree sap, a lot of people say, well, if I park in the shade, just get a little bit of mineral spirits or oil and put on it just to loosen it off and then wipe it off. We don't recommend any harsh chemicals, especially on something like this, like a Marsol or anything, because it'll start to dull and finish. Even the sun will over time. So that's why I'm not a big fan of flex panels, but there's a market for them. As I say, the cost of manufacturing is less efficient, less cost. So that will be my point. Any questions so far? Rigid, flex, and portable. Okay. Charge control on. So our portable tables have the charge modules built in. If you put a system on your RV, so there's a solar on the side. Okay. So if you put a system on your RV up on the roof, we have what's called a cable entry point. This is mounted on the roof of the trailer. The connectors for solar are industry standard. We try to get together as an industry and make them standard. The only company that does not do industry standard is Furrion. Anybody have Furrion panels? Their connectors look like an NC4 connector, but they're not. So, we did that as an industry because if someone wants to buy an add-on panel, but they don't want to buy, say they want to buy another brand because it's on sale, or they got a deal on it, or whatever, at least the connectors are the same. They're changing, again, they're changing it to, we're gonna call it SC4 connector instead of MC4, but it's industry standard, that's just